Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and today is August the 10th. I'm going to do you just for today in a meditation for August the 10th. Okay, I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation, and this is our Hood Recovery Services. If you need to reach out to me, please do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you. All right. You know, we talked about the other day, we take responsibilities, take responsibility for our actions, our recovery, right? So I'm in the middle of that. I'm taking responsibility for my recovery. And sometimes that means you have to disconnect from people that are affecting your recovery. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but I do feel that um, at some point in time, you have to draw lines and let people know that's not okay. You're affecting my recovery and it's not okay. So I'm just going through that process, maybe of grieving relationships that need to be let go of. And I just want to give you permission. If a relationship is not healthy for your recovery, then you need to let that go. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does. Sometimes the stakes are higher. But it doesn't matter if it is affecting your mood, if it's affecting you like a drug, then you need to let that go. And don't let anyone tell you that you're weak or you're this or you're they could call you 1,000 names. And it will just be because that they're angry. They can't believe that you took a stand for your own recovery, that you deserve the best. And people that don't bring the best to you, don't allow them to take another inch into your recovery. Okay. So today is August 10th. This is regular prayer and meditation. Most of us pray when we are hurting. We learn that if we pray regularly, we won't be hurting as often or as intensely. That is from Basic Text, page 45. Regular prayer and meditation are two more key elements in our new pattern of living. Our active addiction was more than just a bad habit waiting to be broken by force or will. Our addiction was a negative, draining dependence that stole all our positive energy. That dependence was so total, it prevented us from developing any kind of reliance on a higher power. From the very beginning of our recovery, our higher power has been the force that's brought us freedom. First, it relieved us of our compulsion to keep taking drugs, even when we knew they were killing us. Then, it gave us freedom from the more deeply ingrained aspects of our disease. Our higher power gave us the direction, the strength, and the courage to inventory ourselves, to admit out loud to another person what our lives had been like, perhaps for the first time, to begin seeking release from the chronic defects of character underlying our troubles, and at last, to make amends for the wrongs we'd done. The first contact with a higher power and that first freedom has grown into a life full of freedom. We maintain that freedom by maintaining and improving our conscious contact with our higher power through regular prayer and meditation. Just for today, I will make a commitment to include regular prayer and meditation in my new pattern of living. Wow, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. And I think it's true. I think that it's very important that we make room for our better selves. We make room for us to move forward into a more fuller life. We want a life full of freedom, but freedom isn't free, right? We've talked about that before. Freedom is not free. So in order to have that more free lifestyle, in order to have a more full lifestyle, a more pleasurable lifestyle, a more spiritual, that's the word, right? Lifestyle, then that means that we have to make room for it. Today, you're going to make room for all of this to be more prevalent in your life. People should not look at your action, look at your outward lifestyle, and wonder if you're in recovery, right? They should look at your outward proof of who you are on the inside and say that's a spiritual minded person. That's a person of prayer and meditation. It should be evident. It should be evident in how you act. It should be evident in how you talk. The worst thing that could ever happen in a meeting is to have someone who is sharing and expressing themselves openly, but the way that they're sharing challenges people to even listen to them because their mouth, the words they're using, the way that they're carrying themselves is so opposite of recovery. It takes a lot of tolerance to listen to a person that is sharing in such an angry manner that's full of cussing and just, blaming other people. It takes a lot of effort to listen to that. People should not, you can be authentic. If that's who you are, that's fine, right? If that's how you share, that's fine. But if you're still sharing the same way you did when you first got in the rooms, then that should be your indicator that there's some adjustments that we want to make, right? Now, I have times when I go into a meeting and I share in a manner that shows how hurt I am. And I acknowledge that I'm hurt. Please don't take this personal. I'm just very hurt and trying to wrap my brain around the situation, but that's not my norm. The way that I shared when I first got here compared to who I am today is a definite difference, right? And all I'm saying is that when we're hurting, sometimes there's a way that we come across. But over time, if you're working the spiritual principles of this program, the way that you express yourself, the way that you carry on your lifestyle, all of these should start showing evidence that you're a person of prayer and meditation, not just a person of those, but regular prayer, a person of regular prayer and meditation, right? So that's what I want for you today. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make room for our better self. And the way that we do that, of course, right, is to do it. There's no messing around with it. We just have to do it, right? These meditations, I think sometimes what people forget, even if you're listening to the podcast, people forget that it's for you. Even in my doing the podcast, it's still for me, right? It's still for me to understand all of this information. And it doesn't take a lot of fanfare to do it, right? It's for me to understand the reading, the meditation. It doesn't take a million viewers or even 100 for you to be able to do this on a daily basis. And it wouldn't matter in a year's time, they'll be here for every day of the year for the meditation, right? So you would always be able to enjoy someone me expounding on the just for the day. But that's not really the point. That's icing on the cake. But when you come into this space where you are doing prayer and meditation, you might read the meditation. I had a friend, oh man, a sponsee. I had a sponsee, an older lady. She had stacks of meditations. I would say maybe 8. If I said 10, that might be an exaggeration, but the stack of books she had was at least a foot high, at least. And these were meditations that she read every morning, every morning. And I think for me, I really kind of learned the power of just having a meditation book that was, for every day of the year, having that quiet time in the morning. I think I just really kind of learned it from her. She was faithful with, she didn't do anything other than smoke cigarettes and drink coffee and do her meditation first thing in the morning. Didn't engage anyone. That was what she did. It was her time, and this is your time. I mean, I love that you're here, right? But what happens when I'm not here early in the morning? When I'm not here early in the morning, do you not still pull up the meditation yourself and review it? Right? You should get in that habit. Okay, I know Mighty Stream is a busy lady. A lot of times she likes to have this done by 9 o'clock at the latest. It's 10:20, and she still hasn't loaded her video, so I'm gonna wait for her because I enjoy that process. That's part of what I do. I'd rather do that than watch TV in the morning, right? Or you can still do it when you wake up and have your quiet time. And then now that you've prepared yourself for the meditation, when you come back to it, when my videos are uploaded, then now is the time for you to start reflecting on it on a deeper level. You can get it twice a day. That's what I'm saying. You can get it 3, 4, 5 times a day. I know this guy in recovery, he loves to read. A lot of times he's the only person in the media that's willing to read the literature. People love to listen to them. And he can go from one meeting to the next and read. He can read the long readings for the readings at the beginning of the meeting. It works, right? How it works and the 12 traditions. He's not, he could care less what people think about him. He will read those no matter what meeting he goes to, he has no problem reading. So it's never really too much, right? Because we have 24 hours in a day and we're with our disease 24 hours a day. So make room for regular prayer and meditation. Today, I want for you, when we get done, I want you to set a timer. And as soon as you say the serenity prayer, right? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. In the spirit of step 11, show me your will for me and give me the strength and the power to carry it out. Use me as a vessel to serve others. After you say a little short prayer like that, go ahead and set your timer for 5 minutes and just be quiet. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, regular breaths, deep breaths. And watch what things come to your mind. If they appear to be positive and related to a revelation about what you need to do today, accept it. But don't stay there. Right? Just re-still your mind and let whatever comes come. And if it's negative, it's mundane thoughts, just say, I release you, right? And then continue on to the next. Get in the pattern of prayer and meditation. It will really, really calm you and improve your day, I promise you. Okay, enough of that. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to be talking to you tomorrow.